It's so it's just begun, and there's something on the tip of your tongue. Don't stay quiet.
Here live at the Raphahlelo household, we are about to share our love story. And it's about to be amazing. Hello, you guys. What do you do? What's up? What's good? What's popping? My name is Sani. If it is your first time here, welcome. Today, I have a special guest, your brother-in-law, my internet besties. Today, we have my husband joining us. Today, I want to formally introduce you guys to Mr. Moloko Raphahlelo. Welcome, sweetie.
Let me finish blushing.
How long you gonna blush for?
I don't know.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I never thought this would happen.
Right?
You know, watching you for the first time when you were still just a stranger danger.
Right?
I'm just like, oh, cool. Little did I know that I'll end up on her channel.
That's crazy business.
Crazy, isn't it?
Indeed. Don't mind us. We are the biggest clowns. But in today's video, we really wanted to sit down and share the story of how we met, our amazing, beautiful love story, our favorite love story ever with you guys. It is one of the most requested, what's the word?
Yeah, requested videos that they asked us to do.
Yes, yeah. It's been very highly requested for a while, and now we feel like we can. You know, time has passed. We're married now, and we finally feel like we can share this amazing, sweet story with you guys. So, before we get right into this video, don't forget to give this video a big, massive thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel if it is your first time here or you've been around and you haven't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe because it's an amazing community here and we would absolutely love to have you. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, let's kick this off. Where do we even start?
From the truth, not the lies that were spewed.
I feel like you just wanted...
on the wedding.
I feel like you just wanted this video just so you could...
Yeah, so for me, this video is my chance justice for locks.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So we can come and tell the people what really happened.
Okay, let's kick it right off. We'll share the facts. But just remember, me and you were internet besties.
You're already trying to convince our jury. This is not allowed. Anyway, let me start because I know that it's gonna start off biased. So
yeah.
One day. I don't know where to start. How far back do we go?
The very beginning.
Okay. What is the very beginning? Before I knew you existed. Okay. Namka shared a little bit of the beginning.
If you guys don't know, Namka is my cousin. She was also my maid of honor.
Yeah, so she told a little bit of that story. If you guys watched the previous video, if you haven't,
the wedding vlog, yeah.
I mean, you could go back if you want to hear Namka tell it, but I mean, you're here now. We're gonna share it in any case. But yes, so me, I was busy being a very good child of God, focusing on God, making videos for God. And now this video that I did for God was on Dennis Singango's second channel called Deliberate. So he asked me to share something on the channel. So I shared about, I even forgot the name of the video was.
I think Namka had said it was how to get closer to God.
Yeah, deepen relationship with God, something like that. I don't remember, but yes, something like that. So the video had come out. And me, I'm, just checking the comments, seeing if, people also have like similar stories and what everyone thinks about the video, things like that. And then I saw one comment, which gave me mixed feelings. I wasn't sure. I see Namka Zuma. I'm like, okay. Namka Zuma says, what did you say? It was a good video.
Yeah. It was a good video. And then she had said it would be great if you have Kentani Rikoto, because I see her also sharing stuff on this nature. Like, she also is like a faith-based content creator. Like, you should totally
That's
have her
not
as
what
well.
you're adding to her comment.
I mean,
let me tell you how I read that comment.
Yeah.
Good, but I think Kensani Rokoto would have been better. So like next time call her, not Locks. That's how I read it. But I think that was just the devil trying to talk to me to see what it was not actually there.
Yeah.
Because, you know, me and Namka, we are best cousins now.
Exactly.
So you see, no, it's all love now, you know?
Yeah,
it's all love.
True.
So anyway, she said, I'm like, you know what? You're going to come with the audacity to come and shout out other creators under my video. Let me go and see who this person is, if they're as great as you're saying. I'm joking. Obviously, it wasn't that bad. But anyway, okay, a little bit of me felt like that.
Yeah.
So then I went and I searched Kensandra Kozo on Google. Then YouTube came, Instagram came. I think there was some LinkedIn came, but then I realized it wasn't yours. Yeah, I was like, fine, okay. So then I found the right one. Oh, well, I didn't know which one was the right one because there was like, I think 2 Kensandra Kozos.
Yeah.
But then I saw Namka's picture on your Instagram, and I'm like,
has to be her.
This is the one. And then I went through your Instagram. I won't tell you how far down the pages I went. I don't remember, but I didn't take that long, you know. Anyway, so I think you had some stories that were up, and I think that specific story. Don't ask me why I remember your story, but that story that you had on that day.
You had a crush on me from the get-go. It was love at first sight.
See, and these are the things that we are trying to rectify, you know, and be honest about. Okay. So I think the story that you had was you journaling in your Bible, how you journal or something like that, things like that. It kind of came off as, if you don't journal like me, you're reading the Bible wrong.
Crazy.
Yeah, Namka has already given me that vibe that these two were okay. So the way I saw it is like, journal this way. And I'm like, I don't even highlight my Bible, so I'm obviously not gonna be the person that you're going to be chilled with. Not that you wanted to, you didn't even know me.
Crazy.
So I followed in any case, because it's like, I mean,
so
child of God.
Take note who followed who first.
Yeah, no, fine. I can admit I followed her.
Yeah. Not
that she would notice, you know. And I realized that what was it, like after 2 days or a week or something.
I think you had said 2 weeks.
Oh, that's after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I saw that she didn't follow back. I don't know what pettiness this was in me, but I unfollowed. I don't know why.
Keep note, I genuinely did not see. I try my best to keep track of obviously all the people that follow me, but also it can be quite a lot, okay?
Yeah, it is a lot. She had like 12,000 something at the time, right? It was around 12,000.
I think so. Or like 11.
Oh yeah, I know. It was still at 11. So I'm like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if like a follow would validate my existence, but I guess I felt like that. I just needed more growth.
Felt some type of way about it.
I did, you know? So I'm like, I'm unfollowing you. I don't know if it was the Holy Spirit, but as soon as I unfollowed, I was like, what am I doing? Let me just follow. Like, what is this? Like, what I wanted to like be thank you for following me back.
Yeah.
So I followed back again with immediate effect. And I left it like that. I'm like, okay, fine. I want to follow because she does godly things and godly content. So it's okay. I'll do that. And yeah, I think.
What is your first impression of me?
I didn't really have, like, in terms of what, like, because my first impression of you was obviously your content.
Yeah, because you remember you said, I think, like, I looked serious and.
Yeah, you looked mean. I won't lie. Like, you didn't smile. She doesn't smile on her reels. Oh, now she does because she's married. I'm
a happy girl.
She's happy. She's happy.
No, but I think that I tend to be very serious on social media because I share more about faith stuff. So like the serious that comes out and I don't necessarily show my bubbly side, my goofy side fully.
Yeah, so you're telling us how to journal. Well, that's not really what the video is about, but like, you know, how you study your Bible. Yes. But she was very serious in her execution of the video, you know. So it's like, she's the type to tell you that when you're a sinner, you are a sinner. Get away from me, okay? She's not that type of person. That's what
absolutely
I thought.
not. Okay? First impression, yeah.
Yeah, but you must remember, I think the devil's whispers were still in my in my thought process.
Yeah.
At the time, you guys are sweethearts, man. You guys are amazing anyway. But
thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know that at that time. So after that, it was like, what, 2 months? Because that was in which month?
I want to say that, hold on, I think I wrote these, like I kind of somewhat created a timeline.
Yeah.
So that one day when we shared, we'd have like a better, hold on. Hopefully I still have it. I don't even remember what I saved it as.
Meeting my crush?
Absolutely not.
Try that?
Absolutely not. Hold on.
You have a lot of notes.
Here, our story timestamp. So Namka's comment was on the 28th of February 2021.
Yo, okay.
And then now we're jumping to the next part. So during this time, I don't know that he follows me. I didn't know the backstory. I didn't know that Namka commented or that Namka saw his video on Deliberate. I knew nothing of this. Like, I am just in my own little bubble being your internet bestie, right? And then now we're jumping to the 10th of July, 2021.
So look at that time span. How I was been driven crazy for 2 months.
Basically. No, not 2 months.
Now they're going to know my maths.
March, April, May, June, July, 5 months. It's okay. It's okay. So 5 months. Now let me take over. So around this time, Namka was doing her honors in marketing, right? At UJ. And around the time she needed to do surveys, right? And she was struggling to get, I think she needed like 74 people or something like that. Was it 75? Let's say 75. And she couldn't do it. And she asked me to help her because obviously I have internet besties that, you know, can help us out. So we can all get this honors degree
Which
together.
They did.
And you guys really pulled through and helped us out. And someone sent a DM to say that he would like to help. Mind you, I don't know who this guy is. I'm not really thinking. So then when he sent, bless you.
Thank you.
So when he sent me this message saying that, hey, I would like to help out, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So then, mind you, when I most of my audience is girlies, you guys know, we know me and you. So I always respond with hearts and, you know, lovey-doveyness. And then I put hearts. I'm like, oh, that would be great. Thank you. And then I saw it as a guy. I said, delete, 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 delete. And I just put like a generic, normal smiley face because I was like, he's not going to know that I put hearts. What if he gets the wrong impression because he's a guy? And then he says, cool, I sent him the link. And then he is doing the survey. As he is doing the survey, we get the limit of the amount of people that we need. So we get to number 75. And he's number 76. So as he's doing it and now he wants to submit, it shuts down. And then he sends me a DM. And he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. It didn't work or something like that. And I was like, okay, but, you know, thanks anyway. And then I left it at that and I didn't DM him again. Right? You have any comments about that? I feel like you have some comments.
I was like, finally. You know? I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? You know?
Right.
Yeah, but I was like, okay. Check my Instagram accounts, look at it, see that, you know, I mean, you're talking to another guy who like loves God, you know.
Well, I didn't know that because I didn't know your profile or anything like that. If anything,
my profile was like literally 2 buttons away.
My intention was not to follow you at all, if I'm being honest. I just needed to get the numbers to help my cousin out.
Yeah, I've never felt like this with anyone, you know? I don't understand. I was shocked with myself also. Why is my mind thinking like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, but I was like, yeah, well, I tried. And I was like, oh, no, okay, that's okay. Thank you.
And then we keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
So move on. And then this is around August, right? So now it's like July, August, a month later. And I'm on Instagram and I ask you guys, who are your favorite Christian content, South African content, faith-based content creators, right? Because I just wanted to know who else, because sometimes it can feel like you somewhat are the only one. And that was back then. I feel like now there are so many, but back then it really did feel like there wasn't that many people, you know? So I was just asking, I was like, oh, who are your faves? And, you know, you guys started to like drop names and all of that stuff. And then I saw his name pop up. Well, I didn't know it was his name at the time. I just saw his YouTube channel, which is called Ministry of the Body, which you guys should go subscribe to. Thank you. So I saw that, and I'm now compiling this list, and I'm checking these people out, and I'm just like, oh, that's really cool, that's really awesome. So as I'm doing my due diligence of checking out these people that you guys recommended to me, so I go and I check out his channel, and I'm like, because also I didn't know any guy Christian people who do YouTube and share their faith and all of that stuff. I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, I watched one video, and then I followed him on Instagram after a couple of months, and I still didn't talk to him at that specific moment. And then I think there was a time when, because now I followed you, I think I saw a story of yours, and I think you're reposting someone that had watched one of your videos.
Oh yes.
Right, and then I had commented, and I was like, oh, and happened to be the video that I watched. And I was like, okay. Oh, that was a great video. And I just wanted to just encourage a brother in the Lord who's doing great for God, So sent him a DM just saying, hey, you're doing amazing. Don't just wanted to encourage him as well, because I think it can feel very lonely, like I'm saying, So then we just started talking and it just became, don't look at me like that.
We just started talking.
Do not. Yes.
Let me catch you here, because the story is starting to have some fabrication here.
What do you mean?
There's some details missing. So,
what happened?
First of all, I want to give a big shout out to whoever it was who tagged me.
Right.
Because you made my wife notice me. Thank you. If we can find, I don't even know how
right?
that would happen, but I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you. The Lord used you for mighty work.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you are the golden utensils in that verse in, I think, Matthew. Okay, thank you. So, after she saw that, she kept quiet. Oh, you followed me, right?
Yeah.
And then it was a while later, that's when you...
Yeah.
I was happy with the follow back. I'm like, finally, I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't know why I'm feeling this way with this person. I've never, ever felt this like that. Anyway. But yeah, of course, she decided that she's going to, into my DMs?
No. I did not slide into your DMs, sir. I did not slide
into my DMs.
No. That implies that at that point I liked you. I did not like you at that point.
Sliding a DM doesn't have to be like. Is that how it's used?
I feel so.
Okay, she just walked into my DMs.
Thank you.
And decided that she's going to say, you're doing good.
Exactly. Thank you.
And I appreciated that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Done. We didn't have to have another conversation after that day. I was fine. But someone decided that, you know what? I think you're an interesting guy. Let me ask you more about your faith. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay.
Wait, let me interject. Now, you guys know that if any of you guys DM me, I love having conversations in the DMs. You know that I know that we know that we all know. One thing about me, I will have conversations in the DMs, right? Okay.
Not with guys. You knew I was a guy.
Okay, cool. Yeah, not with guys. This one was a bit weird. A bit weird.
You see. So now she's having a convo. Then
the thing is, no, but then what I feel like drove the conversation was we were talking about God and faith. And one thing about me, I can chat about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for days on end.
With strange men on the internet.
Okay. Don't do it. Don't be like that. Calm down. It was never that serious. it was never that serious.
Because your girl started sending me voice notes.
No, you're jumping.
Okay, what am I jumping?
Hold on, you're jumping. So what happened was that, you see, we're talking, right? And we're just talking about our faith and just the essence of us sharing on YouTube and all of that stuff and how we got to that point. And then at some point I realized, man, I'm having God chats with a guy and I don't really do that. So then I was just like, I need to cover my tracks and make sure that this is a proper dude. So then I was like, actually, I don't really, this is how I thought about it. So I actually don't know much about you. The God chats are amazing, but I don't just be having chats with guys like that. So I was like, who are you? What are you about? Let me try to get to know you a bit better. But again, still pure intentions. I didn't think to myself, I think I like this guy. But I just wanted to get to know him a bit more because he seemed like a really nice guy, Yeah.
Okay. Then she sent me voice notes.
Okay, but again, you guys know me in the DMs.
4 in a row.
I will
5, sometimes
I will send
8.
VNs.
8 VNs
If you and I, my internet besties, if any of you guys know in the DMs, I will send you a voice note. I really will. But continue.
That she sent you 8 in a row?
Probably.
Okay. But she sent me
you
voice notes.
You felt less special, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I'm married to you. Of course I feel special. I mean, yeah. So she sent me a lot of voice notes asking me like questions. So I answered back because I like having conversations with people in general, right? And she's a cool person, you know. And I'm starting to realize that, okay, she's not that very serious person that, you know, I thought she was.
Yeah.
So it was also kind of intriguing for me to get to know her a little bit better. So all the questions she was asking me, I was just like bouncing them back to her so she can answer. So we realized that we were talking quite a lot, and there was a lot to know. So it was your idea. She came up with the idea of 5 questions a day. You bring 5, I bring 5 questions.
Yeah.
And we ask each other 5 questions every day, or each day we do talk. And that was the case. We started speaking 5 questions a day, whatever, voice noting and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure what happened after that.
So we started going back and forth. Mind you, we're still in the Instagram DMs. We stayed in Instagram DMs for like a while, right?
A very long time.
Because I just felt like, I don't know, for me, I'm very particular about who I give my number to.
Yes.
And I have I have very small contact list. So like, if I'm not going to talk to you, I feel like we can't really talk on WhatsApp. I'm not going to just share my number with you, right?
For sure.
So we continued talking. And at some point I started to realize, oh my gosh, he's such a great guy. And he's like so interesting. And like, you know, like, I don't know, like, no, not unfortunately, fortunately, I started to develop a crush. Guys. I'm not going to lie. I started to develop a crush. And I was very confused by it because, again, you guys know I'm the president of Single Girls Worldwide, formerly. And I was very confused by my getting a crush, right? So I was like, I've never had a crush. Not that I've never had a crush, but like, I was like, this is weird. It's been a while since I've had a crush on a guy. And I remember I was like, okay, no. I don't know how to navigate this by myself. So one thing about me, I'm going to go run to my mother. I will run to my mother. And I started to letting her know. I was like, I have this crush on this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird. But he seems like such a really nice guy. And I really loved the fact that like we could just have such good conversations. Like we never ran out of, I don't know what to tell you.
No,
till this day, one thing about us, like we can chat. Yeah. We will talk, you know, and I really like that. I was like, the conversation is so seamless. It's so easy. It's not difficult. And I was like, I actually like that. And we had so many things, I guess, in common and like, you know, all these things. And I was just like, oh, interesting. So I started to tell my mom. I told my cousin Namka, but I didn't disclose who this person was at the time. I kept that to myself. But things about what he did or his personality or things like that, like I definitely did share that with people. And then I started to also include my friends in the press. Because one thing about me, you guys know, community is very important. I will always vouch, don't navigate love, infatuations, crushes, whatever by yourself. You know me, that's never my vibe. So I was starting to involve people. I started to get a crush, but then the more we started to talk, I just could not tell if he liked me. Because he just was like a brethren, you know, like he truly gave brethren vibes. To the point where I started to call him brethren to everyone because I just couldn't tell if he gave brethren vibes. Oh, most importantly, I went to the Lord. One thing about me, my prayer journals, shame, was me there. Dear Jesus, there's this guy. Dear Jesus, there's this guy. I don't know what's happening. I like him, but like, I don't know what's going on. I feel like my mind is telling me it makes sense, but Lord, is it your will? What's going on? What is this, you know? So I had many journal entries like that, not gonna lie.
Interesting.
I had many. So we just started to continue talking, but I couldn't tell if he liked me. I couldn't tell because he never really gave like, I want to get to know you, you know, like we would talk and have deep conversation, sure. But like, I was like, do you just talk to all girls like this?
Listen. At the time, a young brother in the Lord is just seeking the Lord peacefully.
Yeah.
I do not know the turbulence you are going through at this point, but my life is just, just moving.
Yeah.
With the Lord.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but
It's okay.
The advice that I'll give to young men out there, don't just be throwing pursuit left and right, up, down, center to every girl you think could be a potential. Your pursuit is special. It's unique. It's valuable.
Make sure.
You don't just throw that around to all these people,
Yeah,
so then don't just shoot. You understand? Pray and ask the Lord.
So you aim correctly.
You understand? Because you'll be wasting your time, and then all the people who you shot will be like, he shoots to everyone, even
True.
Then they feel like, this guy is just everywhere. You understand? So you guys must think about it. You are valuable too. You must also, girls they be like, I'll never shoot my shot because I'm gonna they wanna feel like I'm the prize. Yeah, gents, we can be the prize too. We can.
Absolutely.
We can be the reward too.
Okay.
Yes, I'm talking to all the gents watching.
Moving right along. So I started to get this crush, right? But he gave brethren vibes. And I was also very shocked. It took me a while. Also jumping back just a little bit. It took me a while. I was like, it's survey guy. This is a guy who wanted to help out with Namka's survey. And I was like, it's survey guy.
When did you realize that?
No, in the beginning.
Oh, yes. Okay,
but
sure.
Once I went into I was like, oh, this is survey guy. That's survey guy. Now he's brethren, right? And so anyway, we continued talking, and around the time I was, I had a module for biblical studies where I had to create a portfolio on any book in the Bible, any New Testament book in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And I had picked the book of James, and I remember going to, I think I went to my friend Misha, and then I went to you as well.
Okay.
And I was just like, hey, I have this assignment. I know that you guys really are in the word. From what I've noticed, can you guys help me out with this? So I asked him as well, and I was like, hey, can you help me out? And he was like, cool, I will absolutely help you.
Definitely.
So now I'm confused. I'm just like, do you just want to help me with my assignment? But then I was like, let me not think too deeply about it, right?
Which is good.
And he was like, okay, I'm currently busy with something. I think it was when you were out,
data capturing.
Yes, data capturing.
Yes.
So you were like, when I get back, give me a couple of days. You said by this day, if I have not, please send me a message to say, hey, where's my, So then I didn't have to send him a message. He was like, oh, here you go. He sent me a document, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. This good sir sent me a Word document, right?
Yeah.
A 5-page Word document. Color-coded and everything on every single chapter on the book of James. Color-coded.
I enjoyed it.
Organized. I was just like...
No, I enjoyed the exercise.
You put that much effort into my stuff to help me out? I said, sir. Again, now this was my first... Does he like me or is it giving brethren vibes? Would you do this just for vibes? I was a bit confused. But anyway, I was thankful for it. And I was like, thank you so much. It really did help me out greatly with my assignments. I'm not going to lie.
Did you pass?
With distinctions.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I got a great mark on that portfolio.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I got a great mark.
So good.
And then around this time, now fast forward, we keep talking, obviously, sending voice notes, still in Instagram DMs, right? Yeah. This is still 2021. And this is now around October. Around October is when I personally tend to announce that my birthday is coming up soon. And I make these announcements to everybody.
Yes,
right?
everyone will know.
You will know my birthday is coming up soon.
Mm-hmm.
So he had sent me a message to be like, oh, when's your birthday? I was like, oh, it's on the 6th of November. And one thing about me also, you guys know, I'm a big bookworm. I love reading. So I will send everyone my book list because if you want to bless me with a book, I would love that, you know? So he was like, oh, so what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, oh, some books would be great. And he was like, which books? I sent him five books. And I was like, these are the books that I would like. I'm not really thinking, oh, he's definitely going to get me something. But I'm just like, he asked, you know?
Yeah. Then you're like, I want 5. You said I want all 5.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I'm not getting you 5 books. What do you think this is? I'm not getting you 5 books.
Absolutely.
I don't even read books. Like, I'm not, I'll be honest, and I know it's weird. I'm not a book fan.
You're an audiobook guy.
I'm an audiobook guy. I'm a visual book guy. Like, give me a movie. Like, put the book into a series.
Yeah.
I will watch that.
Yeah.
The only book, like, I read intensively.
The Bible.
That's the only one.
It's the word of God.
Right? Like, technically speaking, I mean, sure, I would have technically have read the books that we did in high school and primary school. But surprise, surprise, I did not finish them. I just read the parts that they said they were going to ask in the exam.
Yeah.
Did not finish those books, you know?
Crazy.
I'm not saying this like, I mean, obviously this is not something worth bragging. It's actually a bit shameful, but I don't read books like that. So buying 5 for someone who's not me, so I said 3.
Yeah, so he said 3. And I was like, okay, cool. And then, but I didn't know which one specifically he was going to get me. And around this time, in August, Jackie Hill Perry's book, Holier Than Thou, had just come out, but it hadn't hit South Africa yet.
Yeah.
So I kept looking and searching. Is it out yet? Is it out yet? Is it out yet? And it was not out. I don't know at what point. I think probably the following year is when it finally hit South Africa and was on the shelves in South Africa everywhere. So I was like, oh, who is going to get me Holier Than Thou? Who's going to order it from me overseas and bring it to me? I don't know who is going to do that. And I was like, oh, man, I don't think I'm going to get this book. Even trying to get like some family members to get it for me, but like they don't really seem they're going to get it for me. So I was like, I don't know. So I also assumed that he wasn't going to get me that book as well. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. And the more we kept talking around this time, I was just like, why does it seem like this guy's going to get me Holier Than Thou? And I was just like, wait. What do you mean this good sir wants to get me possibly Holier Than Thou?
Yeah.
And I'm shocked. You know, I'm absolutely shocked. And around this time, then he says like, oh yeah, now it's closer to my birthday, right? And no, my birthday comes, he says happy birthday. And then he's like, oh, I'll courier your books to you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, courier my books to me? My birthday gift you want to courier to me? I said, absolutely not. We've been chomies at this point, good sir. What do you mean you don't want to? I demand that we must have a young coffee situation and just so you can give it to me live in person.
Okay.
But listen. Also, my thing is because I also wanted to meet him because I was like, I've been talking. Because I've been talking to him like for a while. So I was like, I want to actually meet you. You know, I actually want to suss you out. This crush that I have, I feel like I want to let it die or let it, you know, I feel like if I spend time with you in person, I'll be able to tell, should I let this crush live or die? You know?
Okay, good.
So I was like,
makes sense.
I want to meet you. And this seems like a good opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a few things we didn't touch on also.
Yes.
Earlier on in the friendship, because it was I guess we could say we're acquaintances at that point. I had this thing called Christians Connect.
Yeah.
With Godfrey.
No, we hadn't gotten there. That's in December.
That's in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, it's fine. We have not skipped anything yet.
We have not skipped anything yet. So around this time, I am like, okay, let's meet up, and we're trying to like figure out what works best, when it'll work best. And I think around this time, I knew that you were from Pretoria. I stayed in the south of Joburg, so like it was an hour 30 minutes. Was it hour 30 minutes or like an hour?
And you mean like the distance in general, or how long it took me to get there?
How long it took you?
It was an hour 30 minutes because there was some bad traffic and
all of that stuff. Yes.
So I was late. Oh, I was so mad.
No, wait. Myself. So we wanted to find a middle ground. So then we picked.
Yes.
We picked Santon as a middle ground, and we went to Doppio Zero. That's where we kind of picked, because I love Doppio Zero. My mom and I love going there, so it's like my favorite restaurant to go to. So I said, okay, let's do Doppio. So it's
probably the first time I've heard of a restaurant called Doppio.
Really? Was that your first time going to Doppio ever?
My first time going to.
Wow.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah, I think it.
That's kind of crazy.
If that wasn't my first time, then I went to the one at Mall of Africa. But I think that I only went to Mall of Africa's one after you invited me to Doppio because I'm like, shop with 2 circles. What on earth? What food do you sell? It's just like, yeah, I remember going in there. So yeah, it was the first time.
Yeah, so we went on the 21st of November. Went to Doppio. We said we'd meet at I think we said 2:00 if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you even remember the time?
Yeah, I remember everything.
Yeah, she does.
And then I Ubered there. I arrived first. The Gutsa was late.
Yo, guys, let me tell you something. If there's anything I don't like, is being late, especially being late to a date.
It wasn't a date.
Well,
it wasn't a date. I didn't ask you out on a date. That's what you are
calling it.
It wasn't a date. It was a meetup.
A meetup. It's a meetup.
We're meeting for the first time. It was not a
meetup. Right. Anyway, but if there's one thing I dislike, me and my brother both dislike, is seeing guys arrive late or at least after the lady. It's just it's not cool. It's not nice to keep a lady waiting, you know.
True.
So you must understand that I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Did I even try to call you and tell you that I think either sent a voice note.
I think yeah. Around this time also, because we knew meeting up, this is only when we exchange numbers.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't ask for her numbers. I never was gonna ask for her numbers. So she's like, I think it'll be better if we exchange numbers and we talk on WhatsApp to make it easier to communicate.
Convenient.
I was never going to ask for a number. Mind you, I was comfortable talking to her on Instagram forever.
Yeah, you're very respectful like that. Like, you're not going to force to get anything, especially from me while we're dating, anything like that. Yeah. Like, he's not gonna do that. So at this point we had numbers. So like he's saying, he probably sent me a text saying, hey, I'm running a bit late. I was like, oh, cool, that's fine. So I'm waiting, and then eventually he arrives, right? And he arrives and he has like this bag in his hand, and I'm just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my book, you know, like he got me a book, whatever. And then it's a Kum Books one. And then, you know, like we give each other like a young church hug.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
This may sound cliche,
mm-hmm.
but I thought it was until it happened. You know, she gave me a hug, and my cheek just brushed her soft cheese cup.
Oh yeah, I had a bald head then.
Bald at the time, and that cheese cup just hit my cheek like this, and I felt like electricity. So I'm like, hey, God, what are you saying? But I chose to ignore. I mean, it sounds cliche, guys. I really it sounds, but I promise you, that happened.
Yeah,
it really happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
So we meet for the first time, and you know, we give each other a church hug, and then we sit down. We sit across from each other. I think that was probably the last time we ever did that. Probably the last time we did that. First and last time. And then, you know, we sit, we talk for a bit, you know, just like small talk vibes. And then he was like, oh, before then, he was like, oh, order whatever you want to order. And he's like, because it's like this, like your birthday celebration. Yeah, so I'll pay, I got you. Sure. I was just like,
because I didn't want to make it seem like I'm paying because it's a date, it's a meetup. So, you know, but also I'll be very honest. I wouldn't make any female pay.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
You understand? So this is just me being nice. Nothing was going on.
All right. Okay. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Duh. Okay, great. And, you know, then we like look through the menu. We kind of order, I think we did starters.
Yeah.
And then we did main course. Did we do dessert?
We might have.
I don't remember if we did that or not.
I don't know.
I also don't remember. But anyway, and then around that time, then he's like, oh, here's your present, you know, happy birthday. And I open it, and it's this beautiful gift bag. Like it was a bag inside a bag. So now it's the gift bag. It's black, white, gold, and then it has a circle that says just for you. I remember these things. And then I'm like, oh, details, love that. And then I open it, and I can see that obviously it's 3 books. So the good soul got me 3 books. They're all individually wrapped, and they all have a bow. I'm just like, he wrapped these for me?
Yes, I did.
He wrapped these for me. What do you even mean? And I was like, okay. And he's like, okay, open them up. And I was like, oh, here we go, open them up. So I opened the first one and I was like, oh my gosh. And then you could see from my face that because a few days before I had gone to the bookstore and I bought myself a bunch of books. And he was like, you bought that one, didn't you?
I could see in her face that face gave a sign. So that a sign had to mean you bought that book.
And you know what's crazy about that specific book is when I had bought it when I went to Kum Books, I literally could feel the Holy Spirit telling me, don't buy that book. And I was like, Holy Spirit.
Let that be a lesson. No?
I'm going to buy the book.
Was it the Get Out of Your Head?
No. It was, so you'd got me Woman Evolve. I don't recommend that book. But anyway, sorry. Woman Evolve. It was the one by J.D. Guerra. I forgot what it was called. Not God Enough, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I opened Woman Evolve and I'm like, oh, I just got that one because I wanted to see the hype. And now I'm just like, nah. And then I opened Not God Enough. That one, highly recommend that book. Amazing book. And I was like, oh, you got me this. So now my excitement is building up. Oh, you got me this one. That's great. I really wanted it, you know? I opened the third one and I just had the whole shock of my life. This good sir got me Holier Than Thou by the one, the only Jackie Hill Perry. I said,
yeah, you really wanted that book. So I'm like, you know what, I'll try my best. That was the first time I ever put my bank card onto the internet to buy something.
He got me one from Amazon overseas. Did you have to pay customs?
Yes.
Good sir had to pay customs.
Do you know how scary that was to put my banking details on the internet to purchase something?
I know.
That was scary.
I know.
But for you, yes.
You did.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking and again, I'm just like, does this good sir like me or is this brethren vibes? You got me the, like, what? I was honestly so shocked. And it's funny enough because around that time I'd got two people that got me Holier Than Thou. He got me Holier Than Thou, and at the time she's now one of my really good friends, Orabet. She got me.
Oh, Orabet was the one who got you Holier Than Thou, the second. Oh.
Yeah, but at the time she was just a girlie that followed me on Instagram, but she felt like the Lord placed it on her heart to get me Holier Than Thou, which was so sweet. Now she's one of my really close friends. And I was just like, you got me Holier Than Thou? And I was just so excited and I just couldn't contain my joy. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, you were happy.
I was so excited. And I was like, what do you mean? This is so sweet and thoughtful. What do you mean? So anyway, we're, mind you, this date starts around like 2:00 and then we eat. Well, I barely ate because nerves and.
And I don't understand what is it. Is it also the thing of you don't eat too much on the first date?
No, for me it solely is nerves. It's not about that.
And it wasn't a date, by the way.
It was just a meetup. So then, you know, we just talking and all of that good stuff. And the conversation again just keeps flowing. And that's something I can say about us. That the one thing about us, like, we can talk and just talk about so many things. So like, again, we just sat there just talking and talking and talking. Before you know it, it's now 7:00. Mind you, I'm never out that late. One thing about me, like, I will be back home while the sun is still up. I don't like night meetups, right?
Yep.
So I'm just like, oh goodness, I need to get home. And I'm like, but I feel uncomfortable calling Uber at night. And then the good sir is like, don't worry, I'll drop you off at home. I said,
Look, let me tell you something. This is what I'm thinking. I've seen her videos with her mom. I'm terrified of Bob at this point. I'm going to make sure that Bob's child gets home safely.
Yeah.
And I mean, in general, also, she took an Uber all the way here so that she can meet up with me. It's literally the least for me to just say, don't spend whatever, probably 200 Rand or 300 bucks to go back to Joburg South with another Uber. And now it's at night. I don't know if you're going to get home safe. So I'm like, to save myself the stress, I'm going to take you home, make sure that you get into the door yourself, because I even parked in your mom's house.
You did, and you walked me in.
They made sure. I was terrified because I knew who was waiting.
Bob the Builder.
So I was terrified. Because she said she's gonna interrogate any guy who says that.
Yeah.
I know at this point I'm not trying to be a boyfriend or a husband at this point, but I'm still terrified.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway.
So that happened, and then I remember just like journaling in my prayer journals, like, God, I really like this person. Like, I feel like it really makes sense. And around this time, let me talk about this. I would call this my months of insanity. That's what I would call it, because I couldn't tell if he liked me, but the Lord kept giving me a great amount of peace that this is your person. And I was like, God, but like nothing is moving. But every time I inquired of the Lord, he kept giving me imagine like God throwing peace at your face every single time. He just kept throwing peace at me to be like, just wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Just trust me. And I was just like, oh my goodness, God, like, are you sure? And every time I had a confusing thought, I kept going back to God, and God kept being like, I got this. Don't worry. And around the time, for example, I saw a lot of people comment about my vows. And they're like, oh, your vows are so beautiful. That one line. Around this time was when I was scrolling through Pinterest mindlessly, and I saw this beautiful quote by Timothy Keller in his book, The Meaning of Marriage. And I felt God tell me, like, this is going to be in your vows one day, that you say to this brethren of yours. And I was like, what? And God was like, write that down. That's going to be in your vows. So full circle that was actually in my vows.
This is prophetic, because this is 3 years back.
Yeah.
God is telling her before she even thinks that I'm gonna even be like, I like you.
Yeah.
It's telling her that you're gonna say this in your vows, which you did.
I actually did.
I want to hear from the Lord, Shem. Guys, if you are watching, get yourself a girl who hears the Holy Spirit.
Period. So that was that, and just the peace. You know, there were a lot of random things around this time. For example, if I prayed and I was like, God, is this my person? There was a time, literally, all my plants in my room started to grow new leaves at the same time while I was inquiring of the Lord, is this my person? New leaves like crazy. And I was like, my goodness, there's this one fitted leaf where it even grew a leaf where there wasn't even like, it wasn't supposed to grow a leaf there, and it grew a leaf there, you know, while I was inquiring, like, God, is this my person? God was like, I'm here, I'm in this, I got you, calm down, chill. But I kept going back to the Lord, and I kept asking him, and I kept praying about it. And I remember there was even one point where I was like, God, I'm tired of this. I'm gonna go ask him myself. I'm gonna go see for myself. And I just felt such a resistance in my spirit, like as if the Holy Spirit was like, don't you dare ruin what I'm doing. Don't mess up my timing. Don't mess up my world. Don't mess up my ways. Just chill. I just felt that, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to do anything, you know? So there were so many things, you know, even like things, there were random coincidences. And around this time was when I started to realize, and I always say this now, where I say God is a God of details. If you pay attention to the details, he's always literally speaking. So there were so many details to the point where I literally had to write all these details down to be like, is this a coincidence, God? Or that's kind of crazy, you know? So it's like was so random, but more so than that, just the reassuring peace that I just continue to feel in my spirit of, this is going to be your husband one day. Like, I'm telling you, like, God literally, like, I'm telling you right now, mark my words, this man's going to be your husband.
Yeah.
Even though at that point he hadn't started pursuing me yet, but God just gave me that he's going to just trust the timing, trust the process. Trust God in the process.
Trust God in the process.
Yeah, because we don't put our trust in the process. Put our trust in God.
In the process.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I just had I still call it my months of insanity. There were moments I would wake my mom up in the middle of the night to be like, he said this and this to me. Do you think does he like me? So it was very confusing, right? But anyway, I had these moments. Then the year ended. Now we're in 2022.
Yeah.
January. I'm frustrated. I'm irritated. I'm like, this sir is still not doing anything. I'm not going to say every time I was like, oh God, cool, I'm going to wait. I had moments of deep frustration as well, you know? Yeah. And around this time, I was like, you know what, God, my New Year's resolution, detach me from this man, please.
That's funny.
Detach me from this man. I'm tired.
That is funny.
I am exhausted, God. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because I kept praying. I'm like, God, let him pursue me. He's not. So I'm just like, I'm confused. He's not pursuing me. Is he the one? And God would be like, he is, but he's not pursuing me. So I'm now confused.
Mm-hmm. Because a brother in the Lord is just focused.
He's focused
on the Lord.
Literally.
At this point, we already did those Instagram lives, right?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Then
Yeah.
December, he had an Instagram live called Christian Connect.
Yeah, so we did this thing on Instagram where we just, meet up with other Christians on an Instagram live. We call it Christians Connect because we wanted Christians to connect with each other. So there's me, Godfrey, and then any third or fourth person to come, and we just talk about whatever topic.
Yeah.
And you were the first or second?
No, I think second.
Yeah. You were the second live Instagram live that we did. So you were there.
Yeah, so we did that live and my network was terrible. It kept going in and out. And the funny thing is my aunt happened to be watching that live. So because my network was so finicky, my mom and my aunt couldn't join. We're like us in the house, So my aunt, who lives somewhere else, she decided to join the live and she was watching it. And for her, she kept noticing, she would notice how you would respond to me or all of these things, right?
Apparently me, I was so fixated on Ken Sani.
So then the next day, my aunt then comes to the house to visit and she sits me down. She's like, oh, that live that you did, who was that? Who was this? She was asking me each one, who's this, who's that, who's that? And she's like, who's this guy? And I was like, oh yeah, that's like my friend Locks. We just talk and all of that stuff. And she's like, I like him for you. And I was just like, oh? That time, I already have this crush. So I'm like, oh.
So it's like confirmation.
So you telling me that it makes sense for you too? Period. And I was really shocked by that. And she was just like, there was a way that he kept looking at you. There was a way that he kept, every time you left, he would wait for you to come back and be like, let's hear what Kentani has to say.
Yes.
What does Kentani have to say? Like he kept, like it was as if like everyone else or whatever, but what does Kentani have to say? Like he was very, well, you are like that genuinely with me. You're very interested in what I have to say 100%. And all of that stuff. So you kept, what does Kentani have to say?
Yeah. She has an amazing mind, and especially when it comes to things of the Lord. So I'm always picking her brain, even about topics that are just not things that she's interested in. Yeah. But she tries, and I love it. I really do. So yeah, I think at that time, we had become a little bit closer as friends. I'm telling you, like now we could say we were friends. Yeah. But a part of me was also thinking, because after that live, we did a video call just to recap the live, like just to talk about like how the live was. So immediately after the live, she pressed like call on on Instagram while we were still there. So then we spoke, and now I'm in the same room as my brother because we now visiting at home.
Yeah.
So me and my brother are sleeping in the same room. He's sleeping. Here I am on a video call.
Yeah.
And this video call ends very late. I think into the AMs.
5 a.m.
It was 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And we were just talking.
Yeah.
So my brother asked, he's like, hey man, what's going on? Who is that person
these?
that you're talking to? I'm like, Kensan, a friend, man. It's like a friend.
That you talked to for this long.
A friend.
If you guys watched the wedding vlog and you watched Tato's, he was the best man. If you heard his speech, then you kind of get his side. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was in denial. At work, Melissa was like, hey man, where's your girlfriend? I'm like, don't call her that. She's like, my girlfriend. I'm crying. He's like, okay. If you say so. And so I was just in denial because this was happening on my side while she's having her months of insanity. People are telling me that you like this girl.
Yeah.
Be honest. I'm like, hey, don't confuse me. I rebuke your confusion. Stay away. Don't confuse me. So yeah, that's what happened. And then now in January the next year that you're talking about, where you're like, my New Year's
detach me from this man.
Detachment, right? This is the time where God
you're
came
going
to
to fasting.
Yeah, and says, my man, let go of everything.
Yeah.
Which it's a story for another day also.
Yeah.
There's some other detail, but he says, I need you to just seek me. You understand?
To the point where you even like switched off your phone and you
turned off my phone.
Yeah.
I completely turned off my phone. I don't know how no one communicated with me really.
Yeah.
What happened? How did I maintain communication with you?
I think you got a small...
Yeah.
But you barely spoke to me though.
Yeah, okay, true. So I think I got a small phone.
Yeah.
And I switched off my phone completely. Yeah. WhatsApp, all social media. And I know every time I go into fasting, seeking God, God gives me the best thing that I needed for that year. And that came from the reason why Namka also watched that video. That video came from a similar thing where I just had given some time to God, and then all of a sudden God got me into a master's program.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm doing this, but now God sent me into a very deep one. This one was deep. It's like, just disconnect from everyone. You're just gonna hear my voice.
Yeah.
And a lot was going on in my life, but I was just saying I'm switching off all the voices. I just want to hear God's voice, so that I don't know for what, but I just know God said I must. After that, I came back. It felt like 3 months, I'll be honest. And then you're the first person, I think, one of the first people. Hey, me saying you're the first person. Hey, you're one of the first people I spoke to say I'm back.
Yeah.
And God took me through a process.
Yeah.
But it continued even though I was back. I took a bit of time to come back to social media, and I think that did take 3 months to get back to social media. But my phone, I switched it on after 30 days. Yeah. So I had spoken to God, and God had clarified so many things about me in my life, and I think I was going through a self-introspection, self-growth moment. And then you decided that you were going to a wedding.
Well, I didn't decide. I didn't just decide.
You just didn't, yeah.
So what had happened was in December, my friend Mesha got proposed to, right? And we're all excited, and we knew that there was going to be a wedding coming up. And I was like, and then she had asked me to be her bridesmaid. So it was like, oh goodness, I'm going to be a bridesmaid. I'm going to Cape Town, and it's just such a beautiful, exciting thing. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited to go to Cape Town and see my friend get married. So it was around Feb, right? And I was like, starting to make all the preps and all of that just to get ready to go and leave for Cape Town. And I remember we were talking about it, and I was talking to him about it. And then he was asking me like, oh, so when you go to the airport, who's going to take you? I was like, oh, my mom's going to take me. And I was like, okay, when you come back, who's going to? And I was like, oh, my flight is quite late, and my mom doesn't like driving at night. So probably my sister.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I'll pick you up. I was like, excuse me?
Again, let's just being nice.
Excuse me? You want to pick me up from the airport? Shocking.
So after that conversation, I was thinking to myself that, I really want to keep her as a friend for a very long time, because this is a godly relationship that I feel like it's giving, and I feel a lot of myself, a lot of growth speaking with you and having these kind of conversations.
The God chats were giving.
The God chats were so good because she was a friend, and I didn't see like anything.
He refused to.
Yeah, I refused. I was very open and honest about some of the challenges that I was going through. And I think we're at that point of our friendship where we spoke about a lot of things, personal things, that I felt safe sharing some of my own challenges, not fearing any judgment, because you're just a friend. Because if I'm being honest, guys, there's a difference when you have to be open and honest with someone you're pursuing. You want to put on this front that makes you look so good to them, so that you are more, I want you more because you're this perfect and great guy.
Yeah.
And, I think God was purposeful about keeping us as friends at that point, because I don't think I would have been as honest as I was if I knew that, we are working towards a romantic relationship. I would have tried to paint myself in such a good picture. But this allowed me to be very honest and open without any judgment.
Yeah.
So now you going to the wedding.
Right. So in March 2022 rolls around, and again, my biggest prayer was, God, detach me from this man, because I'm tired. I'm tired of these months of insanity. I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't tell if this guy likes me. I feel like his actions are kind of telling me he likes me, but he's not saying anything. But I'm tired. And I was just like, I'm exhausted. But at the same time, around this time, I don't know what's the word? I want to say arrogance, because it was some intense confidence that I had around this time when I was heading to Cape Town. And I kept telling everyone, like, mark my words, guys, I'm coming back from Cape Town with a boyfriend. I don't know where I got this intense confidence. I'm gonna come back with a boyfriend. It's either brethren is gonna ask me out, I'm gonna come back with a Cape Town boyfriend.
And she told this to me.
Yeah, I did.
And I'm like, well, why are you telling me you're going to Cape Town and you come with a boyfriend? I felt like she was saying that because in my mind, I feel like I'm not sure if she likes me, But I don't want my mind to go there, because if it does, and I feel like she does, my whole behavior and demeanor is gonna change, and I don't want that to change. But something told me is like, maybe what if she's saying this to prompt you, like, be serious, dog. I'm going to Cape Town. If you don't say anything or do anything now, I'm gone. Okay.
But I also think around this time, because you also couldn't tell I liked you as well.
I couldn't at all. No, I couldn't.
I played it very well. Like, you couldn't tell a single
My
day.
brain just puts a lot of options. That what if it's this, what if it's that, and that was one of those options. That what if she's saying it because, but you know. Anyway.
Yeah, I think there was even one time we had a conversation about like what we look for in someone, and literally like he's literally was just beautiful and godly. That was it. He said,
"Let her be pretty and let her be holy."
Literally. And me, I have a long list, and I shared that long list with him.
No, not all of it though. You
not all
shared
of
the
it.
Summarized version.
I shared the summarized version.
Now here's the kicker. All right. I look at that list, or I hear the list. I don't know if you sent it to me or if you just read it out.
I'm not sure. I
think you read it. You put in a voice note. Yes, it was one of guys. At this point, our voice notes are hitting 20 minutes.
Yeah.
30-minute voice notes. You understand? We were talking.
We were chatting.
Not running out of conversation.
We never run out of convo.
So now she sends a voice note of the list. I'm replaying the voice note because how? I'm hearing the list and I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing the list and that's me. And now before that, I told her that I think we're talking about stuff. I'm like, yo, you know, when we were looking, what we're looking for in a partner, it's like, yo, you know, I really want to watch Christmas movies and Disney.
Yeah.
With my future whoever.
And I was like, wait, I love Disney and I love Christmas movies so much.
And now when she sent me the list, that was there.
Yeah.
Somehow it was there. And I'm like,
because I think that's why for me it was like, wait, this guy is literally my list. Like every single thing that I literally have written down, this guy is literally every single thing. And I was like, wait a minute. This makes so much sense. Like when I tell you literally every single thing, I was just like, something's cooked here.
and I think was it your sister who was saying?
Yes. My sister always used to say to me, she was like, your standards are too high. You're never gonna find this guy. This guy does not exist. Like, girl, absolutely not. Where are you gonna find this guy? And then when finally, you know, like he became my boyfriend, she literally was like, my bad, girl. Dang, I guess you were right.
Yeah.
You know, and I say that I think also important to like whatever God-given standard that you have set, like you want someone who is godly, you want someone who's God-fearing, you want someone who's devoted to the Lord, but also you want someone who is your best friend, you want someone who's fun, who's funny, who has similar interests to you. Not everything needs to be similar, not at all, but like those things are very important. And don't compromise on those things.
Absolutely.
Like be sure. I always used to say also for me around the time was God gave me these beautiful, amazing friends. But unfortunately, they all were in relationships. Yeah. And one by one, they all started to get married, right? And I was the only one that was left that was single. And I remember being like, God, why? And it was like, because I'm preparing you. I'm showing you what is out there for you. Like, I am in the journey of prepping this for you, and I want you to see what I have in store for you.
Yeah.
So I more so now had the expectation of God. I've seen what you do for other people, and I'm expecting nothing less. So even with the standards that I had set, I was like, God, I've seen you do it for my friends. Why would I then compromise and be like, maybe God won't give me this. Maybe he won't love this and that. Sure. I was like, no, one thing about the God I serve, I truly believe he sees me, he knows me, and he'll give me someone that I need. Yeah. Right? 100%. And that's exactly what happened when I also saw that list. I was like, wait, this guy is literally my list.
Yeah. But also an important thing is that you said that you know that God will give you someone you need.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, also shows the fact that you did spend a lot of time with God, and you did take this to God a lot, because the things that God knew you needed were things that turned into your own desires.
Yeah.
So you ended up wanting what God wanted.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us, because of not really spending that much time with God, there's a disparity between what God wants and our desires. Yes. They don't match up. So once you start knowing God's heart,
Yeah.
somehow you just want the things that he wants as well, plus.
True, exactly.
Of course. So that's also important when looking for a partner as well, is to really spend time with God.
Valid.
Before.
Valid.
But for those of you who've already found, I'm hoping and praying that that is the person that God chose for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, you're in Cape Town.
So I came to Cape Town, and that's when our whole relationship, personally for me, I feel like it just changes, right? I get to Cape Town and there's something just, I don't know if the atmosphere just changed. I can't tell you what happened, but we just start talking way more. The first night I'm in Cape Town, I struggle to fall asleep, but he happened to be awake and he talks to me and like, you know, till I'm able to like fall asleep because I'm in a new environment, a new place, and it just was a lot for me. And he was just there. He stayed up with me and we just were talking about random things. I think we're talking about desserts and we're talking about like cinnamon rolls and cheesecake and all of these things. And we're just like talking, and eventually I passed out, and then the next morning we keep talking, you know, like, so every single day while I'm in Cape Town, we are just talking a lot, right? And, you know, all the things happen in Cape Town. I have a vlog if you want to watch the vlog.
Yeah, the Cape Town vlog is
Cape Town vlog is actually out there. And each day, each night we would talk to each other, right? But then it felt like way more. I don't know how to explain. It just felt way more.
Yeah. And I think at this point I definitely started feeling like a certain attachment to her being in my life as a friend, of course. But then again, I kept avoiding that thought constantly. I just told myself that I've been here before, where you think about how things could be in this desirable situation, and then your mind just goes for it.
Yeah.
So I didn't want my mind to play tricks on me. I wanted to be sure that this was a friendship. But I was just like, you know, the weird part about all of this is we're such good friends. If Vele is true that she's not the person for me, she's going to find some guy and we have to not be friends anymore.
Yeah.
So it's also like a win-lose.
Because I also think we respected that emotional boundary of I can't be attached to a person of the opposite sex to this regard, and then I find someone and 100%. We are this close. We're like, it's not going to work. Like, if we are not going to be it for each other, then listen, it's over. This close friendship that we have, talking a lot, texting a lot, being on conversations for hours on end, like we knew, like
it's done for.
It's done.
It's over.
Exactly. So we started talking a lot in Cape Town, and it was really interesting. We even started talking about like weddings. I was very big on wanting to elope, funny enough. You'd never say that after watching the wedding and all of that stuff, but I was very big on, I just want to elope. Like, I just let me sign. And he would always like give me like, but why? Don't you want to like celebrate your love? Don't you want to like
vibes?
And I was like, no, I have no desire to actually, you know. But anyway, we kept talking, and my Misha's wedding happened. Absolutely beautiful. I remember texting, like, oh, it's so beautiful. I think I want a wedding now. Actually, I think I get it. The wedding passes, right? And around, I think it was the day after, or maybe 2 days after. And I remember, okay, no, wait. We need to backtrack a bit. While I was in Cape Town, my friends and I went on a hike.
Yeah, bro.
It's very important to emphasize this hike, right? I went on this hike. Terrible. One thing about me, if you're going to be my friend, don't take me on a hike. I will ruin the experience for you. I ruined the experience for my friends because I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. You know, I just made a big deal. And I just kind of ruined the moment of all of us having this beautiful hiking experience because it's not my vibe. Anyway, while we're hiking and, you know, we're going up this mountain, my friends leave me. So I'm basically just walking by myself, right? Because I was very slow. And I remember it was an interesting moment just being with God, and I was walking up this mountain and God was just like kind of showing me like, you can have every desire to want to, you know, journey through life by yourself, but like you cannot do it by yourself because there are so many moments while I was by myself, but my friends kept coming back for me and being like, are you fine? Do you need anything? Come, let's keep going. You know, they still kept pushing me to the point where I was so close to reaching the top, but then I was like, I'm done. And they kept, no, come to the top now. You know, and I got to the top and God just showed me this beautiful revelation of like, you need God and you need good people. And that was the first time I think it clicked for me that you need people in your life. I'm very introverted. I'm very reserved. I can sit by myself and have a good time, you know? But it was the first time God showed me you really do need good people. You cannot journey through life by yourself. And it was that way he showed me that you're here to serve your friends, serve your friend as she's about to get married. Be there for her, love on her, be present for her in whatever capacity she needs you to be there for her. And I was like, okay, God, I hear you. Cool. That's beautiful. Get to the top, enjoy it. Then we start walking down. God still is coming for my edges. And he's now like, yeah, so you're here for a reason. How you serve your friend now is gonna show. How you show up for your friend and how you serve her now will dictate what happens when you come back from Cape Town. I'm just like, God, what you mean? He's like, now you know what I mean. And it felt like, if you show me that you can truly steward your friends, be selfless, love on them, care for them, even if maybe they rub you off the wrong way or they didn't talk to you nicely or they didn't give you the attention or this or that, but you still love on them and you still have a heart to serve them well. That shows me that you're ready. Yeah. I feel like it was God showing me, are you actually ready for what I have had in store for you? And that was a test that God had given me. And I was like, oh, so I got to serve my friends, God. That's what you're saying. It's like, yes. Serve them well, love them well, be there for them, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay. I was like, okay, God, cool. So now I have this revelation and I was like, okay, cool. The wedding happened, beautiful, amazing, right? Now we'll be back, like I'm saying, 2 days or a day after the wedding and we're all just chilling, right? And I remember the morning of that day, I wake up and I'm like, God, the wedding passed and I'm about to leave Cape Town soon. Remember that time we were talking on the mountain, me and you? What's going to happen? And I pray and I even write it down. Like I literally write a prayer because I didn't have my prayer journal with me. So I wrote it down on my notes on my phone. I'm like, Holy Spirit, I need you to intervene. Like it's been a couple of days now. You said what you said to me. I believe that you spoke to me. I'm giving you room, right? So in any capacity, in any way that I might block this, I'm stepping out of the way and I'm going to let you move because I trust and I believe that you gave me that word and I believe that it was you, right?
Yeah.
So that was like 6 a.m. and then I fall back asleep and then we wake up and we're just chilling. Randomly does my one friend Danny decide she's going to take my phone and she's looking through our texts and she's like, you guys talk a lot. And I'm like, yeah, he's my friend. But then she knows I like him and I have a crush on him. She's like, I'm gonna do something about it. And this, I feel like this was such an interesting thing because I just prayed about this and I'm like, sure. God, however way you want to do it.
Yeah.
And then here's my friend very adamant about the fact that I'm gonna stir this pot.
Yeah.
And at first she had sent him a text. She sent a text and I was like, no, and I deleted it.
Yeah, and I'm watching this thing come in and I'm like, then it gets deleted.
But then, and then I felt God be like, you asked me to let it happen.
Yeah.
Let it happen. And I was like, okay, fine, God, fine. So then she takes my phone again and then she sends him a message. And I think, was it then when she was like, or was it her saying she wants to have a conversation with you?
She basically sent a text asking if I can take a video call.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. But she did say, okay, this is Danny texting from Kenzani's phone. Okay, fine. She did clarify that.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, what on earth are these girls up to right now? And then she asked to do a video call. So I'm thinking this must be some she likes him. At least that's what my brain is thinking at the same time. So she's like, okay, let's do a video call. I'm like, okay, fine. So now I asked her, where is Kenzani? She's like, no, she's not. Don't worry where she is. I'm like, well, she's probably at the back of the phone.
And I really wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
I was so convinced that you guys are literally like communicating, like, ask him if.
Not even. I wasn't there.
Okay.
When she grabbed my phone, I was not there.
You probably just like, I cannot be here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing this.
No, well, you knew about it and I had a feeling that you probably, you guys, I don't think she would have taken your phone.
Yeah. I knew about it, but
I knew there was something pre-prepared for this call. So she basically, I was like, yo, so yeah, you and Kenzani, so you guys are friends. Okay, so like, what's going on?
It was, what are your intentions with my friend?
What are your intentions with my friend? I'm stunned. I'm not even ready for this type of conversation. I never thought this type of conversation would come.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why it was an important one though. So I'm like, what am I? I don't know because her and I are good friends right now. We're having, good godly conversations, and I feel like, she is a person that I do value as a friend, and we speak about these things, and that's it. But like, whatever God does, I'm not one to be like no, if he says no, I won't be yes. And the thing is, you and I have spoken about this, not in terms of each other, you and I, but we kind of did say that like I'm willing to do whatever God says this is where you must go, and whether he takes me there or he says 5 more extra years of singleness, I'm ready. So that's what I told Danny, at least that's somehow what I said. So it's like, okay, interesting. And then I forgot what else we spoke about, but that was pretty much the gist of the conversation, to find out what it is that, and she was like, I really value Sani. I don't want anyone hurting my friend and whatnot. But it's like, okay, interesting. And yeah, I think that was it. I don't remember much of it. Danny will tell you more of the detail of the conversation. I forgot.
It's in the bridal shower vlog.
Yes, it is in the
wedding planning vlog number 4.
Yeah. And then once that call ended, I sat down and I was like, okay. The only reason why that call could have happened is because these 3 are talking in the corner, saying that I like him, or I have a crush, or I think I like him, or let me call to figure out if he likes you so you don't waste your time. At least I've had a lot of female friends, so I've heard the conversations that they have about guys. So this is my mind, I'm playing that. That's probably what you guys are saying. So then that was what let me know that this girl actually might like me. So then I'm like, okay, God, all those thoughts that I was holding back for months, they all came. I'm like, tumbling. Now I'm like, oh, what would dating be like? Oh, marriage, what would marriage feel like? Oh, but she's perfect. Actually, if you think about it,
actually makes sense.
Like, thinking about it, I'm like, nah, it actually makes sense, the type of person she is, the things that she likes doing. And I think it was before I picked you up at the airport, there was a weekend in between, I think. Yeah. That weekend, that weekend I was like...
No, actually,
it wasn't a weekend?
No, because I think this happened, on a Wednesday. I came back from Cape Town on a Friday.
I didn't pick you up on a Wednesday. I picked you up on Cape Town on a Wednesday. Why? Because the day we were at Dopia was a Friday.
Oh, yeah. But then it wouldn't be a weekend.
It had to have been a weekend.
The wedding was on that weekend.
Was it?
So what might have felt like a weekend to you was a day.
Yeah, no, guys, I was in the spirit.
You know, like how God says, like, a day to God, 1,000 days is a day to God. I think you be having those moments yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe it was a Monday.
Yeah, basically.
And then I was picking up 2 days later.
Yeah.
Okay. But it felt like all the days of not thinking or trying to push back thoughts or maybe feelings that I maybe didn't know I had, all came. Because now it's like, oh, I'm allowed to now think about it, because now I might be in the driver's seat of making this happen or not. I went back to God and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And then I had to pick you up on a Wednesday when you're coming back from the airport. It was the scariest day of my life, at least at that time, because now I kind of know what's happening. But at the same time, I'm not sure also. I can't get ahead of myself. Okay. So now I'm sitting at the airport, the drive to the airport, I'm thinking a lot, and I'm sitting in the airport waiting for it to arrive. It was the longest 20 minutes of my life, I guess. I don't know if the plane was late. I don't know.
Okay, wait, let me pause. Let me go back to mine before we get back to the airport.
Yes.
Right? So after the whole thing with Danny had happened and she did that, I was just like, oh my goodness. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that happened. After a while, I sent him a text saying, sorry for my friend. My bad. She just was wondering. How I put it, I was like, she's just curious. My friends are just curious about how you can talk to me so much, but you don't like me. And then he was like, well, I could say the same thing about you.
Yes.
I was just like...
I wonder, guys, how you must reply.
I was like, oh, ditto, period. Okay.
Reverse card. Yes.
And I think there was something about that moment where I realized, I was like, I wasn't crazy. He does like me. I remember calling my mom. I was like, I'm not crazy. I'm not insane. He actually likes me. Before I was still in Cape Town. He actually likes me. I can't believe
I don't know how
it.
she got that from me just asking the question to her as well.
Because there was something about that where I was like, there's something there, you know. And I think here's another thing where I felt like it was also, does he like me or does he give brethren vibes? I did a interview for Spotlight for One Gospel, right? And it had aired around the time I was in Cape Town. And he kept sending me messages, I'm going to record it. I'm going to put a reminder. I'm going to watch it with my whole family. I'm like, sir, calm down, chill. You know, like literally, and like, he was just so excited to see this was my second TV interview, which was also kind of crazy. Yeah. And I don't know, there's something about how he was just so excited about that. I was like, not you saying a reminder that you want to watch me on TV. Yeah. What is that? You know? And then I remember like just letting my mom know. I was like, oh my goodness, he likes me. I wasn't crazy, you know? Because I do think there's something about a season where God will tell you something, but you can't see the fruits of it yet.
For sure.
You just got to take God at his word. That feels like insanity. That feels like an absolute madness, you know? So that was the season I was in. And I was like, my goodness, I can't tell if this guy likes me. But now I'm prepping to see him. And I think he actually likes me. So then we get to the day of where I'm leaving Cape Town. I'm pretty sad. I'm like, I'm leaving my friends. What a doozy. I get in the airport. Oh, I did have my prayer journal actually. And I remember writing in my prayer journal and I was like, okay, God, wait, I'm kind of nervous now. Take this airport. Take me back to Cape Town. I'm actually scared now. Yep. But I had this, you know, God, if it's your will, you let it happen how you want it to happen. And I trust you. I trust that you're in this. You've been with me. I trust you. I land and I still have these butterflies, these nerves. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see him. And I'm hoping, I'm like, goodness, God, they're at baggage claim. Can my bag be one of the last bags so that I have enough time to
to prepare
get ready? You know, I'm going to see this guy. And my brain, I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, it's giving 90-day fiance vibes. You know, like that part when like you see the guy, the person that came over, see, you know, if you guys watch 90-day fiance, you know what I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, what is this? Tell me why my bag was the first one to come out. Tell me why my bag was the first one to come out of the baggage claim thingy. I said, Jesus.
And when she came out, I was like, what? Not even some time to just like watch the people come out and then prepare my mind. Okay, she's going to be the next one. She's going to be the next one.
No, I was like one of the first few people to come out.
I was like, okay, what do I say? Oh my goodness.
Oh, we just got to get into it. So now we have another church hug and then he takes my bags.
And then she said, your outfit is giving.
Did I say that?
You did say your outfit is giving. You said your outfit is giving. And mind you, I made sure that I dressed properly now because things are different. Things are a little bit different. The first time we met, I just came from church and I was wearing the most incompatible outfit. I was wearing checkered pants and like a formal shirt or something. And I was wearing church long sharp nose. Oh my goodness. Oh, take that thought away. I was wearing a sharp nose and it was just big and dopey with a sharp nose and checkered formal pants and so this time I was like, I'm gonna wipe that memory away. I'm gonna dress properly. And she said, your outfit is giving. I'm like, good.
Thank you. And he takes my bags and like, you know, we just like chatting and then we get in the car and he's like starts asking me, so how is Cape Town? My brain, I'm just like, no, but I've been talking to you. He's like, no, I want to hear everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like one thing about him, like he's gonna want to know every single detail about everything concerning me. So we're talking but around this time he's like, oh, have you eaten? Because also one thing about my husband, he's gonna make sure I've eaten. He really will. So sure. I was like, no, but at this point I'm like, the stores are probably closed. And he's like, okay, no, let's just go to McDonald's. And I'm like, okay, cool, we'll just go to McDonald's. And you know, we in the car, we're chatting. We're not talking about the elephant in the room.
Nah, we're not addressing that one.
That one, we're not chatting about that one. Let's not chat about that one. But we just talking about, he just really listens to me as I talk about like Cape Town, what I learned and all of these things, right? and we're driving, and then he gave me the GPS, and the GPS made us get lost.
The GPS did not make us get lost. The GPS told us to go a specific way. Your sister here told us to go where the GPS was not telling us to go.
We got to go to Springs, guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at the GPS, just glancing at it so I can see also if we're going the right place. So now she's like, we're gonna turn here. And I'm looking, I'm like, this thing doesn't look like it's turning.
Till that day, I've never gotten the GPS.
If I get
I haven't.
But like in her defense, now it was at a point where the GPS was also showing like a curve. So that curve looks like you're turning or you're off ramping. So at one of the off ramps, she says, yeah, you're turning. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, she's gonna miss it. I'm like, okay. Well, guys, can I tell you, we got to a toll gate. And in order for us to come back to the road, we must go through the toll gate, come around back to the toll gate, and get back on the road. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, but we ended up arriving.
We arrived.
We got to McDonald's. And we got there, and funny enough, the lady was there, the worker there. She started cleaning the table for us, and she was, I don't know how she put it. I don't know. I think she said it in Sepedi, but like she was kind of like being like, let me clean up for you guys because let me let y'all have a
making it seem like we're a couple and like
and
relax.
it was like weird. I was like, ma'am, it was never that serious. Come down.
Relax.
And then this is where we start talking.
Now we're addressing.
Now we're like, okay, let's get down to business. And he was like, I think I was like to him, I was like, what do you look for actually in a partner? And he's like, and then now he gives me like a more longer list, right? And
because now,
exactly. And I was like, I am she. Again, you see one thing about me and this over
confidence
that comes at random moments. I was just like, I'm her.
She literally said, I'm her.
I was like, and I am exceedingly and abundantly more than you could ever ask, think, or imagine.
Like, is this girl throwing bones at me? No, I must do that.
I was like, I'm the girl you think.
Yeah.
The girl that you want, I am that girl. You won't find a girl like me. You absolutely will not, sir.
But I'm glad you did say it put it like that. Because the one thing about me is that I don't like embarrassment. I don't like rejection. So I'm not the guy to shoot shots.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who will sit and wait for 2 years. If you don't say nothing, it's fine. You don't like me and it's okay. So her giving those clues, and this one was not much of a clue, it was clear.
It was clear, yeah.
I needed that because I did feel like, you know what, there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's what happened. And then we just sat in that moment and we just spoke about our expectations about what it would be like for us to be in a relationship, our fears about being in a relationship, how we would navigate it. We spoke about boundaries. We spoke about all these like things before we felt like just diving in.
Yeah.
We're like, let's actually think about how does this actually make sense for us? And we just like really sat in that moment and spoke about it. And then it became like 10 o'clock and we're like, oh shoot, we have to go.
Yeah.
So he drops me at home. He doesn't completely you did come inside, but
I
then
came in. Yeah. No, not really. I came to greet your mom.
No, you even sat down.
Oh yes. Okay, I did.
Yeah, you even sat down. We spoke for the time when you only came in and said hi for a bit was when we met for the first time.
Oh, okay.
This time we kind of sat down for a bit, and then after that you end up leaving. And then the next day, now we know we like each other.
For sure. Yeah, we're convinced. We know.
Now we know. Like, we absolutely like each other.
For sure.
The next day, I think we kind of talk a bit here and there, and then I think you're at work, and then like you come back, and then and then you asked me like, hey, can I call you? And I was like, oh, formal. I mean, here you can call me. I guess you can call me.
Yeah.
Then he calls me and we just talk for hours. I think we probably we finished the call within the AMs, right?
Sure.
And we're just talking about a bunch of random things because, again, our conversations are always flowing. They're always seamless. We can chat about anything and everything.
Yeah.
And around this time, with, vibes. It's great. And we talk. And then I think at some point he's like, oh, when can I see you? And I was like, oh, I mean, I guess Sunday works. I think Sunday was what? Was it Sunday?
Sunday usually works because after church, I'm usually like free.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was like Sunday. And I was like, okay, this is Friday now. Today,
No.
Thursday.
It was Thursday.
And I was like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. We can. And then the good soul was like, nah, I can't wait that long. I said, stop it. And he's like, I gotta see it tomorrow. I said, okay. Say less.
But in that moment, I felt like, yeah. But the reason why I said let's do it on Friday, I decided that no, man, this thing is serious. Because me, I know I don't date for Popeye things. I date for marriage. Or me, I want marriage
with the intention. Yeah,
I'm not gonna waste anyone's time, and I'm not gonna waste her time, especially because I know how serious she is about relationship in general. So I'm not gonna be someone who's just going to take her on a, ride and then just say somewhere along the line, be like,
yeah.
Nah. So I need to be sure that if I'm going to be part of this, it needs to be this that leads to marriage. So I decided that I'm not gonna do things how I used to do them, keeping my relationships a secret. From parents, because my parents are pastors, this thing of dating.
Yeah.
No, you understand? So this time I was like, nah, let me call my dad, who's also my spiritual guide as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, listen. I didn't say yo to my dad.
Homie.
Yo, I said, Papa. Hey, there's someone. And he's like, oh, okay, tell me more. And I told him who the person is, and I said, I recorded, you'll see when you get home, go on to the DSTV. I recorded an episode of her interview on One Gospel, and I told him to watch it. That's her.
You made?
Yes, I recorded. You think I was joking? I actually recorded your interview.
I know you did, but like,
I showed him the interview, and then I sent him your YouTube channel. I said, forecast, pray, do tongues, go into the spirit and see if this is a witch. You understand? Go and forecast and tell me what's going on. I thought it would take a week.
Plus, your dad has really good discernment.
Very. So I thought it would take a week.
Our dad. Sorry.
Yeah. 10 minutes. Yeah. Listen, I prayed about it and everything, and I feel a sense of peace. And then explained why. And I'm like,
Man said, yeah. The good sir's father said he had peace about me.
So I'm like, God, you have done it too, finally. So I said, no, we got to meet tomorrow then, Yeah. And then you agreed. And then we went to Dopeio again.
But wait.
A different one. Okay, Maza, wait.
So I wake up the next morning. I'm getting ready. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to wear? What? This time, I'm not really thinking it's a date or anything of that nature. I'm thinking maybe he wants to talk further about the possibility of us being in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't think anything of that day. But I'm like, I want to look cute though still, And then, he arrives and he gets out of the car. Then he goes like to the back seat, but on the other side. And I'm like, what is he doing? He gets out. Got me sunflowers. I said, He got me sunflowers, and I'm just like, what do you mean? And then I'm just like so excited. I absolutely love sunflowers. If anyone does not know, I am obsessed with sunflowers, right?
Love sunflowers.
Absolutely love them. And then he stays outside. I go inside. I show my mom. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh my gosh, she got me sunflowers.
Yeah, literally, I'm standing there like, how? Where are you going?
I literally had to run to my mom.
I'm thinking maybe I did something wrong. I'm holding sunflowers and then she runs away from the sunflowers. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
I'm excited. I go around to mom.
Yeah.
And then eventually he comes in the house and then he sits down and now he like introduces himself formally to my mom and just tells her that like, I want to, no, my bad. So then anyway, we're like, okay, cool, we're going to leave. And then we go to Dopeio in the south this time. We sit down, we have cheesecake and coffee.
Yeah, I forgot.
And we just chill, we just talk, and then it gets serious. And I'm like, oh, why is the atmosphere changing? Why is it so serious now? Oh my God, what is going on? And then he like looks at me and he's like, Kintani, it's been amazing getting to know you. And you're just such a wonderful girl. And I'm just like, Mind you, I'm not really someone who takes words of affirmation. It makes me very uncomfy. So I react very weirdly when someone gives me words of affirmation. It's been amazing getting to know you. And do you want to say the speech yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
It's like
I also don't remember what I said, so yeah.
It's been amazing getting to know you this past couple of months, and I think that you're just an amazing person, all of that good stuff. And then it's like, I would love to pursue a romantic relationship with you.
See, maybe I got say New King James. I need to pursue a romantic relationship with you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, okay. Mind you, it took me a while to realize he's actually asking me to be his girlfriend.
So now she's making sound effects. I'm not know which one is the yes, yeah? You understand? So I'm like...
I think at some point I was like, sure. Okay, I guess. I had weird reactions. But again, I'm thinking he still wants to like maybe take time before he formally asks me to be his girlfriend. But he's like asking like, I want to like, get there with you. Let's start the process. So I'm just like, okay, cool. And I think it was while we're leaving Dopio that then we were walking down the stairs and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe eventually I'm going to be your girlfriend. I think I said something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, eventually?
And then he's like, no, I just asked you to be my girlfriend. I was like, oh, is that what happened?
Yes.
And then I was like, okay, yeah. And then it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a girlfriend now. Miss President of Single Girls Worldwide. I'm no longer, like, it just clicked me like I was like, I'm not single anymore. What?
Yeah.
And it was just really, I was just in a bubble. I was like, what do you mean? That happened so fast. So I did indeed come back from Cape Town with a boyfriend.
Yes, you did.
God really did tell me.
Indeed.
And then he drops me off back home.
And this time I explained to your mom that he is.
Then he sits down with my mom, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I would like to pursue your daughter and like this and explain it. Yeah. And she's like, okay. I don't know what she said after that. I just went blank.
I also can't fully...
I can't remember
what she said, but she was very excited and she was like, oh, that's beautiful.
I think she gave me a hug after that.
I think she did.
Yeah, she did.
That sounds like my mom.
Yes.
Our mom.
Yes.
And she was just very excited. And then eventually you left. And I remember just like sitting with my mom and my aunt and telling them the whole thing. Yeah. And I was like, this and this happened. Then he asked this and he said this and he said that. And that's how our relationship began. And we just started to talk more. And I remember this, I think a couple of days after, I think there was a moment where I think I had said, you're very lucky, I like you. Then you're like, oh, I really like you too. And I was like, oh, he likes me. And then he told me he loves me 12 days later.
Why are you counting, Mar?
Thing is, I wasn't particularly counting. It was just that you had said it on my mom's birthday. So I think that's why I remember completely, because it was my mom's birthday.
Interesting.
And I remember running to my mom on her birthday. I'm like, oh my God, she said he loves me. He said he loves me.
Hey, yeah, guys. Yeah, you don't remember the things you say. But I remember on that same day, I called my sister and my brother. And I'm like, guys, let me talk to you. I said, I'm in a relationship. This is who the person is. Yeah. Then they're like, okay. And then Tito obviously did that smile of, this guy, I told you. I told you.
Yeah.
And even the people at work who knew, like, oh, you like her, just say you like her. And I'm like, I told them to. I'm like, yeah, you guys were right. They're like, oh. And they were excited. So it was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's how our love story began.
That's how our love story began.
And I think there was a moment, I think a couple of months after that, I think it was June, was your dad's birthday celebration.
Yeah, when you met my parents for the first
time. And I met his parents for the first time. Yeah. That was the last time I shaved my head. I remember I was like, I need them to see I'm a stunning bald babe who loves Jesus, but I'm a stunning bald babe though.
Yeah.
And that was the last time, because I think after meeting your parents, that's when it dawned on me. I was like, wait, this is actually serious. Like, this train is moving. Like, I'm actually going to marry this person. Our parents are okay with it. They approve of it. They are ecstatic. They're like so for this, right?
Yeah. So then you're like, I'm growing my hair. So
and I was like, because one thing about me, I was like, I'm not gonna sellotape my veil to my scalp. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, I'm not.
But she was beautiful, both man. I mean, of course, I dated her. as a bold babe.
Yeah, he fell in love with me bold. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that was how we met, and
then we went through the whole journey of everything. I think after a year, we were like, oh, we've been together for a year. And then after a year, we started our pre-engagement process, which I know you guys want to hear a lot about that. And we will definitely do a sit down about that as well, because that's very important.
Yeah, very important.
We did that. And then we did our lobola negotiations. And then he proposed.
That vlog is out.
Vlog is out. The lobola one is out as well. Then obviously we had our engagement period last year, and we recently got married in the 16th of December. And now here we are, Mr. and Mrs.
She is the absolute best roommate I've ever had. So far, at least, and I'm happy. She's amazing.
Thanks.
I love it.
It's like, it truly is like best friends.
Yeah,
just
I come home and I'm just like so happy. I want to argue. And just talk about the day.
And we just chat away.
It's beautiful.
But honestly, I think, do you have any final last words? Like what God taught you?
Oh man, a lot. I think that time where God just said, guy, just take some time and just focus on me. That was very important. Because if at that moment or during that time, I may have been influenced by the wrong thing or by the wrong relationship advice, or maybe by some vagrant female in my DMs, I might have been swayed away from what is clearly my destiny, And I feel like that was a very important thing. And I'll tell this to anyone. If you're still about to or still looking or in the process of finding your spouse or your future spouse, you will never find the right spouse until you truly find God. And I mean like just getting closer with him. Because when you get closer with God, you start to understand what he wants for your life. And when you understand what he wants for your life, your desires for your spouse or your future spouse will also change to match his will for your life. And you will always find yourself having all these weird God moments in our relationship where God is just confirming. I'm just like, God, what's happening? And it felt a little bit fast, but like we're waiting for the one person to tell us that, no, I don't think you two should be together. I don't like that.
And we didn't get that at all. Not one person.
Not once. Even when things were like pushing back. And now when I say things, I don't mean people. I mean like just in general life.
Yeah, circumstances.
Yeah, but the people would help us get past some of those moments.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so that's something that I definitely learned. Don't be in a rush. Allow God to take his time. There was a point where I never thought I'll ever get married because it just felt like it was taking long. But here I am, I'm married. I never thought this day would come.
Yeah.
Never. So be patient with God. He knows exactly what you need and why it's going to happen at the time that it happens. And go. Yeah, that's all.
I think for me, my final words are, God writes the best love stories.
Oh, yes.
And God can do so much with a surrendered heart. God can do so much with your surrender. God can do so much with your willingness to let him in. I think that we love to let God in our job situation, our financial situation, our that, but not our love lives.
Yeah.
And I truly think if you allow God into your love lives, you will truly get the best story ever. Like I always say this, from the very get-go, I always used to say, this love story is my favorite because it has Jesus everywhere.
Yeah.
Every single corner, just everywhere. You can tell that this is God's, it's his will. He ordained this, and there's so many moments that we had where God would approve this and he would let us know that this is my will. I think one moment I can quickly think about before I continue what I'm saying is like after our lobola negotiations and how it just poured down rain, but not my bridal shower one. That one was different. Okay, that was different.
Yeah.
But the way it just poured down rain, and I think everyone had like a whoa. And after that, just the most beautiful rainbow came out, and I truly feel like that was God being like, I am well pleased with this, And so I truly feel like God can do so much with your willingness to just give him room to write your love story, to be in it. And God can do so much with that. So I think for me, I always hop on this and I always say that, like, if you're a single girly, just wait on the Lord and wait well and trust that God writes the best love stories. You can use us as an example. How I use my friends as an example to be like, God, I've seen what you do for others. I'm expecting nothing less. You can use us as that, God, I've seen what you do for them. So now I'm expecting nothing less as well, because God, I've seen what you do. Like, this is nothing short of God's goodness, his kindness, his faithfulness. Like, this is just God being God. And what I love about this is each time we share a love story, we always have to give God glory. We cannot share the story without giving God glory or, you know, giving him praise, because this is his will. Like, he did this. Like, how can I talk about how I met this guy and we met and we fell in love and all of that stuff without bringing God into the mix?
100%.
And it's such an honor to say that and give God glory and give God the praise for all of this. So my thing is just have a surrendered heart, you know, in terms of wherever you are at, you know, just give God room. Don't limit God. Like, you have a limitless God, a powerful God, a holy God. Don't limit him by your perceivedness on God. I want this and this and this and this in a guy. And I want it to look like this and I want that and I want that. Like, just give God room.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this is our love story.
Yes.
Our God-written love story.
Part 1.
Because there's so many things that we can chat about. I know you guys want to hear so many other aspects about it. I know I got a few DMs of people wanting to know your perspective of engagement as well.
Yeah,
and boundaries. Waiting till marriage, for example, is a big one that you guys have been asking. So many things. So under this video, please comment down below topics that you want us to speak about and share on. We are so excited to share our experience and our journey with you guys. And I think that will be so edifying and helpful for you guys as well, as we learned and God taught us. You know, we don't want to just keep all the things God taught us to ourselves, because I truly feel like God took us through this journey to, you know, share it with our internet besties. So we can close. Or you have anything else to say?
You can close in prayer, like, Father, in the name of Jesus. I was like, you can close in prayer.
Goodness.
I was ready, like, yeah, let's go.
You're crazy. Stupid.
Hey, anyway, no, man. Do your thing, man. You know what you say.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We truly had the best time sharing our love story with you guys. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here, be with us, spend some time with us, and we hope you guys enjoyed. So don't forget to give this video a big, massive thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if this video you've just found our channel, our channel. We're married, we're one, our channel.
Yes.
Subscribe. And please share this with anyone that you know that it would be helpful for. Definitely share it with people. And we love you guys. And we will see you guys in our next video. Bye, friends.